What's up, everybody? It's time again. It's been a while since we've done one of these complete EDCs at a store, and today we're at Ace Hardware. I have driven by this place countless times, hundreds, maybe thousands of times, literally. Did not even realize this was here until like a month ago. It's a hole in the wall, didn't realize. It's like on my doorstep and I didn't know it was here, but from my understanding, they're all a little different. They all carry different things, so hopefully we can come in here and get as close to a full carry as possible. I feel like we're gonna have some problems, but you know the drill. We're looking for a replacement for a pen, my knife, wallet, my watch, keys, a multi-tool, and flashlight. We're looking to replace a complete carry with stuff from Ace Hardware, and I feel like coming into this we'll struggle with probably maybe a wallet. I know that they've got, you know, different things at different places, and I've been to an Ace where they do have stuff like that, but I don't feel like we're gonna find a watch here. That's gonna be up in the air. But yeah, wish us luck. We're gonna go into Ace and see what we can come up with. Let's do the damn thing. I think I'm gonna buy that yet. Don't at me. It's green. I gotta get it. Look at this, I didn't realize this. I like that blade shape, it's really thin. I think somebody left their EDC. So here we are with the stuff from Ace. I am in the shop today because I really just did not feel like sitting at the table in the studio. I wanted to be at the shop. So we are here, and this is the stuff we got from Ace Hardware. You may notice there's no wallet. They did have a wallet. They had the Nite Ize financial tool, which I think is the same wallet we got in the Bass Pro video. I didn't want to buy another one, and I forgot to bring it here. So whatever, they have it, it's fine, it works. I don't really care for it. And there's no watch because this Ace did not have any watches at all, and I don't know if that's true for all of them, but this one definitely did not. It was very small Ace, and then no pens really, just the Sharpies. They did apparently, according to Megan, have Right in the Rain at other Ace Hardwares, but they're all a little different, and this one nothing, just these Sharpies at the checkout. So let's take a look at what we got here. Let's start with the Leatherman. So Leatherman Wave Plus, nothing new. Most of you guys know all about this. They had a Wingman as well. I went Wave Plus because this is best EDC we can put together, and I would definitely grab one of these. Did I need another Leatherman? I sure as hell did not, but now I have one. It does come with a little pocket sheath or belt sheath, which pretty standard. They've been using the same one for a long time. It's okay. Leatherman Wave Plus is just an upgrade to the old Wave. The only major upgrade is the replaceable wire snips in the pliers. That's the plus indicator on the Wave Plus. Everything else I'm pretty sure is the same as before. This is definitely a big multi-tool, but it's one of the best for a reason. It's just tried and true, really good, and it's got a phenomenal set of tools on it. So you have a bit holder here. It does have a flathead and a Phillips can opener, bottle opener, and on the other side you've got a really good pair of scissors. I know they're not as big as some other Leatherman or multi-tool scissors, but I really like these. They seem to be really strong and cut well. You have an eyeglasses screwdriver that's also flathead or Phillips, and then you have a big flathead driver or a pry bar if you want to use it for that. And then naturally you're gonna have like the snips here, and then a few different things with your pliers. You got some larger pliers and needle nose. I think the Leatherman Wave Plus is just really, really good. I think this was $110. You can probably find them for a little better price than that, but Leatherman Wave Plus is definitely the best multi-tool that you can find at this Ace, so I grabbed it. Oh, I forgot to show you the main tools. You have a file, a straight edge blade, a serrated, and then on this side you have a saw. So really, really good set of tools on the Wave Plus. And since we're on the topic, let's go ahead and get the knife out of the way. This is a Milwaukee Fastback folding knife. So same idea as the Fastback utility knife, but this one is just a folding knife, not with replaceable blades. Not a lot of information on this thing, surprisingly. Like, it does not say anything at all about the blade steel, nothing at all. We rip this the rest of the way. But I did want to see how this holds up to just like a decent budget knife. I think this was $15, so it really doesn't cost a whole lot of money. The interesting thing is that it is a liner lock, but it has a push button. So you can't actually open this thing without pushing the button. It's meant to be flicked out, and you can't flick it back in like with the utility knife. It's a liner lock with a button, manual open. So kind of weird. Basically it locks closed and then it locks open. So that's interesting. Yeah, lots of blade play. Kind of expected that $15 knife from a company that doesn't really specialize in knives. You've got the same, like, I guess this is probably some kind of resin or plastic. I don't know what material this is, but it doesn't really feel like G10, maybe FRN. And then you have metal liners, probably just a basic stainless steel. And then you have a tip down right hand carry. Not a fan of that either, but I think for just beating up a knife, this thing's fine. They don't tell you anything at all about the blade steel. It just says on here, stainless steel stays sharp. That's all it says. So no idea what kind of steel this is. And I think for $15, I wouldn't worry about what kind of steel it has, and I would just beat the absolute piss out of this thing and not care. So for 15 bucks, I think this is actually not bad, but you're not getting, you know, high quality stuff out of it. Not great blade centering. The action on it is actually not great, but for a job site, which is what this thing is intended for, it's gonna get the job done, I'd say 90% of the time. I'm not really including this, but I did pick this up. This is what I was talking about a second ago, the Milwaukee Fastback, and we can use this to open it. Well, it's definitely sharp. Let's slice through that like butter. So at least it comes sharp. We've gotten some of these cheaper knives in these videos before, and they are dull as shit right out of the gate. This thing is not that. But most of you are going to be familiar with the Milwaukee Fastback. This is, I think, considered the best utility knife thing out there. Not necessarily specific to EDC, it's just one of the best utility knives ever made because it's fidgety, but it's really, really good at what it does. Gets the job done well. You have easy blade swaps. This one does not have blade storage in the handle. I got the smaller one just to show you, but they do make a bigger one with blade storage in the handle. But I think this one right here is the one that most people, in terms of EDC, would grab, the smaller Fastback. And this was 10 bucks, so really affordable and tried and true. And just a quick glance at both of them side by side. So if I were going with like a Leatherman Wave and something, I might actually go utility knife and Leatherman Wave. There you go, utility knives, Sharpies. There's not really much to say. This is a Sharpie Pro. It came in a 3-pack. It was like $3 or $4, I think. It's a Sharpie. All right, let's do keys next. So I kind of assumed when we went in that we would be stuck with Nite Ize, which we were. They have a lot of Nite Ize stuff, and I did want to grab this because I've not ever really tried this DoohicKey. I think it's a pretty nice little small keychain tool. If I can get it out of the freaking packaging. I could have cut that, I guess. But they've upgraded the DoohicKey quite a bit since I originally had one. The original one was just this straight bar with a pry end and a bottle opener and a small little clip spring gate on the other side. And this one is shaped a little more like a key. It's got some serrations for probably cutting open some packaging or, you know, cutting some cord. It doesn't have to be super sharp for that. And they've really narrowed this out so this could be used more as a screwdriver, which I think is all good. But the surprise was KeySmart. I did not expect to see KeySmart in Ace Hardware. I've not heard a whole lot from KeySmart in a long time, but I did know that they had made the KeySmart Flex. So same idea as before, but this one is flexible. Instead of it being aluminum or titanium, it is rubber. Not rubberized anything, it is just rubber. Let's see what they have to say about it. Holds up to 8 keys, flexible plastic, easy to assemble stainless steel hardware. So same exact thing you're used to, right? So you can just stack your keys in it and nest them together, and they'll go in there pretty compact. But I think having this flexible, I don't know if that has any kind of benefit to it. I don't know why this would be any different than the metal ones, unless it's a little cheaper, which it should be cheaper to make. KeySmart, $9.99, so 10 bucks for this. The aluminum one that was in black and looked identical to it, $20, so half the price for the plastic one. I think that's really good. $10 key holder or key organizer, that's spectacular. So for the whole key setup, this was 15 bucks. Does that even work that way? Not really. You'd want to use a little split ring or something with it, but I think that's decent. That was better for the key situation than I would have expected from Ace Hardware. All right, flashlight. I've done a lot of these videos now, and everybody's like, why didn't you get the Coast Light? Why didn't you get the Coast Light? And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about Coast Lights other than the fact that they just don't seem great, but everybody seems to think that they are fantastic for the price. So this was $12.99 for a AAA flashlight, tail click, forward clicky. Okay, so yeah, it's the same, really, it's the same setup as my preferred flashlight, which is the DC0. You have a, where you half press to choose the brightness and then full press to lock it on. So you have momentary, or you can click to have it on all the time. This one is powered by one AAA. It is the G22, 100 lumens, 180 foot throw, and IP54 dust resistant. So it's not water resistant. That's something to be aware of, but it's also a $12.99 flashlight. It is stormproof. What the hell does that mean? Is there anything else on the back here? Just 2 modes, high, low. So I don't know what the low mode is, but this is the low mode, and this is the low mode on the Okluma. You can see that this is much brighter still. And also the one thing I really love about the Okluma is how soft that beam is. And this one is very clearly, they call it a bullseye beam, where you've got a hot spot in the middle and then some spill around it. But I think for $12.99, this thing would be really hard to beat. I would not complain about this at all any day of the week for $12.99. 13 bucks, great flashlight. However, Ace had far more flashlights than I expected. The only one we found initially was this Milwaukee one at the very end, but we decided to make one more round around the store, and we found a section of flashlights, and I found this NEBO, which is actually quite large. It's really big, and then we have this Milwaukee flashlight. So both of these I think are bigger than something I would typically carry, but I wanted to try them out to see how they're doing in terms of like how Milwaukee is at making flashlights. And NEBO is a brand that I used to buy and carry before I did this channel, and I've not had anything from NEBO in years. I've had some, and I was happy with those lights back in the day, but now my perspectives and everything has changed. Flashlight technology has come a little ways, not a great distance, but I've learned a lot more about flashlights since then. There is a micro USB charging cable in there. So with this one, we have a 250 lumen output. It's got 3 modes, I believe, with the rechargeable battery that's included. And then you have 3 different modes when you use 2 AAAs. So the rechargeable, you have 250 lumen output, low mode of 75, and then there's a strobe. The 1 hour runtime with your high mode, or 3 hours with the low mode. That drops to 100 lumens with 3 hours of runtime, or 30 lumens with 6 hours of runtime. So if you use a AAA, you're getting longer runtimes but lower brightnesses, which I think makes perfect sense. Okay, so that's, whoa, it's got basically 2 AA's that are rechargeable connected together in a series. And I imagine this one's gonna be about the same as the coat. Whoa, that is bright. That is Okay, you got a square beam, which is something that I'm typically not gonna like. So it's very white in the middle, actually kind of blue light. Look, my finger looks purple, and then it's yellow over here. You can see it really well. Interesting. It's bright. It's definitely bright. How does the charging work? Loosen the head of the flashlight? No? Oh, that's a zoom mode. What? Okay, so it zooms by unscrewing this thing, and then your charging happens here. Wow, that is a lot of moving parts on this thing. That seems overcomplicated. And it's reverse threads. Weird. Okay, well there's the NEBO. Does it have a name? Columbo Flex 250. What kind of name is that? And then the other is this Milwaukee Pen Light. Now the reason I ended up grabbing other stuff was because when we were going through, it really felt like this was just gonna be a Milwaukee video. We had picked up like 3 or 4 Milwaukee items, and everybody always complains about me cutting towards myself. Yeah, it's a bad idea. But if you have a lot of control over what you're doing and you're careful, it can be acceptable to cut towards yourself. You just have to think a little more control in certain situations. Okay, so this feels nice, surprisingly. Does it just turn on? Yeah. So it's rubberized on the front and on the tail, and then this is like hard aluminum, but this feels, maybe it's just a texture to it, but this is definitely rubber. Whoa, that is very yellow, which I don't mind. Is it one mode? Protective rubber bite zone. So everybody gives me shit for wanting to use my light, but I go hands-free by holding my flashlight and working with my hands. Most of the time I'm actually curling my lips and just, but with rubber, yeah, maybe it's weird. I took this straight out of there and put it in my mouth, but I don't care. You can bite. You don't want to do that, but I did. Huh. I like that. I'm pleasantly surprised by this. One mode, 100 lumens, 3 hours, 43 meter beam distance. And they call it True View, but let me show you. This is very yellow, just compared to the Coast. That's the bright mode. This one looks very green compared to this one. And a wooden table is not really gonna be the best indicator, but the DC0, which I carry, has a very, very neutral beam. Look how yellow that is. I mean, that's very, very different. But as you may notice, this has a very soft beam, just like this one, which is what I love about this. So surprisingly, I thought that I was gonna say the Coast was the best deal. And I think for EDC, it probably is, because this is much more pocketable. But I think this is a better flashlight overall. One mode, which kind of sucks. It's not very deep carry, but if you need like a good flashlight, I would say that this is better than this. I'm impressed with this Milwaukee flashlight, and honestly kind of impressed with the Milwaukee knife. I mean, it could be better, but it's just 15 bucks. I mean, you can get a pretty good Milwaukee knife and a really pretty decent flashlight, both of those for 35 bucks. Not bad. But if we're putting together what I think is the best EDC from this Ace Hardware, I will go Coast just because this is a little big. And we've got a Leatherman Wave Plus, the DoohicKey and the KeySmart and Sharpie. And dare I say, this is a pretty good EDC. I mean, the total price of this, $35, 110, so we're at $145, 150, 160, 163 bucks for all of this. And most of that is your Leatherman. So if you take that out, if you don't want a Leatherman, this is 35, 40, 50, 53 bucks. Granted, you don't have a watch or a wallet, but I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with Ace Hardware here. For sure. So there we have it, the Ace Hardware EDC, fairly color coordinated, and I think it's surprisingly good gear for a retail store. It's not something it's not a place that you would be like, hey, I'm gonna go look for EDC gear there, but they got decent stuff, actually decent stuff. Better than I would have expected. I did not expect to see Leatherman there, so really cool to learn that there's another place that you can pick up Leatherman gear. And I am surprised with this, impressed even. So Ace Hardware, sleeper store. And it was a lot of fun to just walk around. I got very distracted. I ended up buying this hat. I bought this Yeti, first Yeti I've ever bought. I like green, if you couldn't tell. Maybe get some green stuff, Ace. But yeah, no, fun stuff. I enjoyed doing this video. It was a lot of fun. And some of you guys, you're like, why do you do this? It's an experiment. It's fun just to see what you can get going out to a store. I enjoy doing these videos and I will continue to do them. I think the next one, we're going to go to Home Depot or Cabela's. Both of those are going to be fun. And I think better than this, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And what the hell? Let's give this stuff away. I'm going to throw in the Fastback and this flashlight. I'm not going to do the Milwaukee one because I threw it in my mouth. I could wipe it off, whatever. We're going to give this away to one commenter. All you have to do is comment down below and tell me what your favorite find from all of these videos is. Whether it was the REI video, Bass Pro, Target, which one was the most surprising and what was the best find from all of those. Comment down below and I'll choose a random winner and send all of this stuff to you. There, I think that's fun. Let's keep it going and see you guys soon. So thanks for watching and until next time, carry on.